The Arizona Cardinals reported to training camp on Wednesday, July 22nd, and there's three storylines that I'm watching for throughout this entire training camp. Here we go. First, do the first round picks look like first round picks, and are they going to play like first round picks this season? So, the first round picks in Monty Austinfort's tenure are Marvin Harrison Jr., Jeremiah Love, Walter Nolan, Darius Robinson, and Paris Johnson Jr. Darius Robinson is the lone guy who was picked at the end of the first round. And so I hold him in a little bit of a different category than the other four guys, but I need all five of these guys to look like first round picks. They all need to be starters at the end of training camp. They all need to be the number one players at their position, except for Darius Robinson. He's not better than Josh Sweat, but hopefully he's in this on the starting defensive line. The Cardinals need Marvin Harrison to be wide receiver one. They need Jeremiah Love to be wide receiver, or to be honestly option number one on offense as the lead running back. They need him to be an explosive, exceptional running back, just like he was at Notre Dame. Without Calais Campbell back in the fold for the Cardinals this year, they need Walter Nolan to be the disruptive force that he showed he could be last year when he was healthy. Overall, for Nolan, they just need him to be healthy more than anything else. They need Darius Robinson to turn into an elite edge rusher. They need him to be able to at least have one NFL skill that at least makes him worthy of picking up his fifth year option. And they need Paris Johnson Jr. to become one of the best, if not a top 5 left tackle in football. We're going to see with those 5 guys. It's those 5 guys. If those guys can become pillar, like franchise cornerstones for the Arizona Cardinals this training camp, then the Cardinals are in a good spot. Whether or not they go 3-14 this season or they go 7-10, if those 5 guys can all have a good training camp and use training camp to boost themselves going into the season, that is going to be great news for the Arizona Cardinals. Now, the next storyline I'm watching for is, what does the right side of the offensive line look like? So we have 2 position battles right now for right guard and right tackle. Right guard, it's Chase Bisontis versus Isaiah Adams. Isaiah Adams was just arrested on gun charges, but still reported to training camp in Arizona. So it's the rookie versus the veteran who has some ongoing legal trouble right now. And then at right tackle, it's Elijah Wilkinson versus Josh Fryer. The Cardinals signed Wilkinson this offseason to be their starting right tackle. So hopefully there's not really a position battle and he just goes in there. He wins it from day one. And if he can be a solid right tackle on this offensive line, it means that the Cardinals have a really good offensive line, which opens up a lot of things that they'll be able to do on offense and score a lot of points. It means that Jeremiah Love is going to be able to run the football effectively, and the Cardinals won't have the worst rushing offense in football. It will mean that they'll be able to protect whoever's at quarterback, whether it's Carson Beck, Jacoby Brissett, or Gardner Minshew, in the pocket, and let those guys find the weapons downfield. Trey McBride, Marvin Harrison Jr., and Michael Wilson. If they're able to block, it's going to help the Cardinals score a lot of points this season and be in, honestly, every single game this season. Which, if they have a really good and explosive offense that Mike LaFleur is able to work around, then this Cardinals team, they're probably not playoff bound just because they're in an extremely difficult division and they have one of the hardest schedules in football. It's a lot to overcome to expect them to make the playoffs, but they could easily win 6 or 7 games this year if this offensive line turns back into one of the best offensive lines in football. And then, of course, the last storyline that everyone's going to be watching is, what does this Jacoby Brissett contract holdout look like? How ugly does it get? Do players in the locker room pick sides? Do they say, "Hey, Jacoby, we need you. Like, just sign what the Arizona Cardinals are offering you," or are they Team Jacoby, like, hold out for money? We're okay with it. How does the locker room react? How does Mike LaFleur handle it? Because it's his first season as an NFL head coach, and so how he handles these kind of contract holdouts, how he handles the locker room, how he handles his quarterback room going forward is going to be really important, and it's going to set the tone for how he runs the team for the foreseeable future. Hopefully he's here a long time. Just hopefully he's the next Sean McVay, Kyle Shanahan, and we got one of those guys in the desert in Arizona. So, and then along with Jacoby Brissett, like, how does Gardner Minshew and how do Carson Beck perform if Brissett's in a holdout and he's not participating in practices? How does that look? And then it was reported by Ian Rappaport recently, the day before training camp, so on Tuesday, that the Cardinals were and are in agreement with Jacoby Brissett that he does deserve a raise. And so it's good to hear that the Cardinals aren't saying, "No, Jacoby, we don't want to give you a raise," because I think that'd be dumb. If you say he's a starter and there's not a position battle going forward, then you have to make him the highest paid quarterback on the team. Now, what Jacoby's asking versus what the Cardinals are asking, I'd be really interested to know exactly what the numbers are both ways. And it feels like that it's probably just going to end with Brissett signing a number closer to what the Cardinals are asking for, because they do have some leverage. Seen people say that the Cardinals should just get rid of Jacoby and go to Gardner Minshew and go to Carson Beck. If the Cardinals decide to do that, I don't think there's anything wrong with it, but I think it's a really bad look for the organization for how they've handled the quarterback room this offseason, if that's ultimately the conclusion that they come to. I know business is business, but the Cardinals need to improve their image as a franchise and become one of the better run organizations in football and show that they care about their players. Like, they don't even they don't even treat players' families all that well as an organization, is what a friend of mine told me. And the Cardinals organization has a lot of improving to do and has a lot of things that they have to do better to become honestly a respected organization in the NFL. And them doing this contract holdout thing with Brissett, it just continues to show the ineptitude that is this Cardinals organization. And hopefully they can get it settled soon and this topic can go to die before the weekend's over. And that the Cardinals can just plan around uh, trying to be competitive with Jacoby Brissett for the first half of the season. And if it goes the way all of us think it will, which is not very well, then turn the keys over to Carson Beck and see what you have. Maybe Gardner Minshew comes in and plays really well too. Like, we'll find out with this Cardinals team. As far as Cardinals expectations right now, I look at this offense and I think that there's just, as long as they have competent quarterback play, whether that's Jacoby Brissett or someone else, I think this team surprise is gonna be a surprise team a few Sundays in the NFL where you're like, wow, I can't believe the Cardinals went toe to toe with the Seahawks and got a win at home. Or I can't believe that they went on the road in the AFC. I can't believe they went on the road and got that win. I can't believe they beat the the Chargers in game 1 of the NFL season. I do believe that the Cardinals are going to get a few of those kind of games this season. And so if you had to ask me right now, I believe this Cardinals team goes 6-11 or 7-10 this season. They're still probably picking in the top 10 of the draft, but I think this Cardinals team has enough on offense where I think they're going to be explosive enough to win a few games that people aren't expecting.